Toxic masculinity in Ireland is ruining society, destroying everything that we hold beloved. Apparently, according to RT News, that is the rhetoric. Of course, I got a ton of comments asking me to watch Adolescence, so I watched it the last day. I barely could stay awake. It was one of the worst shows I've ever seen in my life. Complete propaganda, complete nonsense. But I managed to get through the first 4 episodes of Adolescence, okay? Today we're going to be reacting to Ben Scallon and a bunch of people talking about and defending, masculinity in a sense, okay? To the show Up Front with Katie Hannon, of course, that's an RT1 show. You guys all know what I think about RT1, complete propaganda, along with Joe.ie, Virgin Media, News Talk. They're all in cahoots together, of course. Let's get straight into this one, guys. It's going to be a massive show. I have about 4 or 5 videos to react to and why the show is complete nonsense. I'll talk a little bit about that as well. So like, comment, subscribe. Let's get it.
When the tarnished Simon Harris says things like we should be making this compulsory viewing for all children in schools, I don't object to children watching it. I mean, it's again, as I say, I thought it was good. I thought it was compelling. It was a strong piece of media, but there's almost an insinuation in that all young boys are at risk of becoming an incel murderer, and I don't think there's any evidence for that whatsoever.
Can I ask you the question I was asking some of our students there?
We'll just take it step by step. I think he said something really good there. I don't think there's any evidence for that whatsoever. Following role models on the internet is fine. If you guys like role models, I like different people. I watch them for motivation to help me make videos and kind of help me get more educated on certain topics. I like watching people for the bodybuilding, the weightlifting stuff. You guys should have masculine role models. Women too should have good role models. If they watch YouTube videos, listen to nice podcasts, of course, absolutely. But there's no evidence to suggest in this show, which of course is about some kid who becomes radicalized on the internet, white kid, okay, picks up a knife and goes and stabs this girl in his classroom because she won't, kiss him, and she's insulting him and making fun of him, and really what the whole show is about is the lack of actual, good parenting, and I actually love Stephen Graham. I don't really anymore. The guy I've kind of gone off watching him a little bit because he did a bunch of good shows in the US. He is kind of playing that character. But he created this show, and obviously it's just aligned with the agenda. It's like pushing this sort of woke narrative again, this sort of DEI, liberal, woke, Marxist narrative. And it's sort of unfortunate, guys, because Stephen Graham to me was a great actor. But to see him in this show, promoting this nonsense, guys, is just, I don't know, it just seems a bit ridiculous. So yeah, there's no evidence to suggest that the internet is radicalizing young kids in England to murder young 13-year-olds. It's just, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. The only thing about the show that was good was it was filmed quite well. It's filmed in one segment, so it's like a continuous reel shot, per episode basically. But apart from that, the dialogue and the message is completely ridiculous, guys. I mean, it's so ridiculous.
Can I ask you the question I was asking some of our students there? What should masculinity mean now? What does it mean to you? Okay. How would you define it?
As I say at the outset, I think self-sacrificial protection of those who are less able to defend themselves. I think that's the central element. Does that not imply that
women are weaker and need protection?
No, I don't think so. I think that, we have always expected historically that if a war needs to be fought, for example, men would rather die than see their wives or their daughters blown to pieces on a battlefield. If a burglar breaks in, most men and women would expect the man to get the baseball bat and go and deal with that.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty standard, and I think the vast majority of people on Earth would agree with that assessment.
Everybody on Earth agrees with you, Ben, okay? Everyone that's actually logical and sensible would agree that women are weaker, children are innocent, the kids, even you could put dogs in that. Like if I saw somebody abusing a dog, like kicking a dog or attacking a dog with a knife or something, I'd step in as well. As a man, you have to step in, guys. I mean, this is your duty as a man. A lot of people want to feign responsibility as a man. Your duty is to protect women, even if they're strangers, guys. If I see someone assaulting a random stranger or something like that, is it your, I mean talking like proper, like if they're like beating the hell out of them, you have to step in. And I have done multiple times before. I worked security. This is the thing, guys. People feign responsibility, especially men, just complete cowards nowadays. A man dies once, a coward dies 1,000 times, a famous quote. She said there, are you implying that women are weaker and can't defend themselves? Yes, 1000%. Why would you think women can defend themselves? This is just this is again straight propaganda. So straight after Ben Scallon said that sort of piece, okay, this is a continuation, okay, this is someone else that filmed this, because of course RT won't let me react to their shows on their website. I would react to the whole segment, live stream it, but they won't let me react to it. It's against the law, by the way, fair use law. But this is straight after where this guy, okay, man bun man, okay, obviously, you know, flipping complete coward, says that it's not his responsibility to protect women. Wait for this, guys. This is outrageous.
Owen, Cleary, would you agree with that assessment?
No. I grew up thinking it. I grew up that thinking that my job was to provide and to protect. But I have, like so many of the young people expressed so eloquently, I have learned that isn't what masculinity is to me anymore. I don't want my role in society to be one where I need to provide for the women in my life. I want my masculinity to be something that contributes to society, to make sure that women can provide for themselves as equally as I can, and that they can provide for me, ideally. And I don't want to be called on to protect women in my life. I want to do everything I possibly can as a man to make sure that we live in a society that women don't have to be protected in the first place.
That's my God.
Where we should be putting our masculine energies.
So that guy is the biggest delusional guy ever. Let's talk about this guy for a second. So he said a few different things. The most outrageous statement I've ever heard from a man ever. The women in the audience there, you could see, look at this girl, she's laughing. She's like, because he said basically, I don't want to provide and protect for my woman. I want her to provide and protect, basically. I mean, this is the kind of cowardice. And the second I saw this guy with a man bun, I immediately thought, yeah, I mean, this just tells you everything you need to know about this man. Complete coward, guys. And the scary thing is, he said that he wants a sugar mama, you know, that he wants someone to take care of him, ideally. Could you imagine the audacity? But also, it's really even more sinister, in my personal opinion. This guy is a school teacher, secondary school teacher, Owen Cleary. Really scary stuff. Basically, if we were to use his sort of logical line of thinking there, the continuation on of his thinking, he basically wouldn't be protecting kids in his classroom. So if somebody comes in with a knife or tries to harm these kids, you know, some lunatic, let's say, which is we've seen happen in the news in Dublin, okay, multiple times, he would not stand up and protect these kids. I mean, this is the kind of men that we're dealing with in society in 2025. I mean, think about that for a second. Women, think about that for a second. This guy is never going to get a date ever again. Oh my God. I cannot believe he uttered that on live TV. I mean, I would be embarrassed to say that. Your duty as a man, I don't give a shit who you are. A man has to protect women and kids. And even dogs will, because you know the animals are innocent too. Like if some guy's, you know, I don't know, beating up a horse or something, you know, there's obviously different, you know, there's different lineations to that, you know, delineations. Like I don't know, would I be jumping in to save a flippin'? But if someone's assaulting my dog or someone else is going crazy, you absolutely have to protect. And I'm not trying to lump them in all together, but I'm just saying protect the innocent, guys. You know what I mean? Like Ben Scallon said, the women and children on the Titanic went first off the boat, and the men stayed behind to die. I can tell you right then, on the Titanic, there were no feminists. There are no feminists in war either, okay? So just bear that in mind, guys. Absolutely no feminists in war. There are also no feminists on the Titanic. Like, and that's your duty as a man. That is your duty. I don't give a shit. Like, you guys can say, oh, no, that's not my duty, and I don't want to live in a society. It doesn't matter. Your society that you're talking about will never, ever exist, okay? It's not real, guys. Now we have Richard Hogan, again, another liberal guy, talking. He's a psychotherapist. I've already said, you know, that psychotherapy is just a, you know, new age think, woke BS. It's just complete nonsense. They just hook everybody on drugs and just, you know, make people lose their mind. Let's hear what he has to say about masculinity, guys. And bear in mind, none of these people, apart from Ben Scallon with the big beard, you know, Ben hits the gym as well. I see him hitting the gym. You know, none of these men are masculine. You know, the women are more masculine than the men. And that's what they're trying to do. This is on purpose. They're trying to make the women masculine, trying to make the men feminine. It's done on purpose. So let's hear what this guy has to say.
We do need boundaries. Before that phone ever comes into your child's life, you need to set out boundaries there, because it's much harder to row back. So have good boundaries in there. The phone should not be in the bedroom, right? That's a really important thing. And this idea that they have privacy, you know, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, you know, it's ridiculous that a child would say to you, I want my privacy. And then you go, okay, you can have the phone to yourself. That's what you see in the show, the parents talking, saying, we should have gone into the bedroom more, we should have checked what he was doing more, we have to check more. The research will show you, the more we're involved in our child's life online, the less chances of risky behaviour. So we need to get boundaries, we need to check the phone from time to time. That's a crucial thing. And we need to talk to them about the pornified view of intimacy that has been foisted on them every day in this online world. And we need our government, Katie, to come in here, because it is a parenting issue, but it's a governmental issue too. We do need...
I can't believe it. I agree on nearly everything. He said it's a governmental issue. Definitely isn't. This is a parenting issue. If you have kids and you allow them on the phone at 12 years old, you are straight incompetent, okay? I didn't have a phone till I was like 20, guys. I never got any of these addictions, thank the Lord, okay? The later you get a phone, the later you get social media. I think I got Facebook at 18, okay? I didn't have any social media. We didn't have Wi-Fi. You know, we grew up, I didn't really have too much growing up at all, guys. But we didn't have shit till I was like 20. Okay, we didn't even have proper Wi-Fi till I was like 21, like proper fast Wi-Fi. So we had that dial-up connection, you know, that dial-up connection or whatever. But he's correct, guys. You know, kids shouldn't be left alone in the flipping bedroom with a phone. That's insane. That's just insane, guys. You know, and of course, you know, that leads to flipping crazy stuff and, you know, people, you know, getting different ideas about women and just kind of crazy stuff. But he said right there, the key is the parents, okay? It's not online influencers like you know who, you know, McGregor and these people. These people are just hardworking, trying to make money. Maybe they influence kids to go to the gym and stuff like that. But yeah, obviously they say negative stuff sometimes, they troll the flipping internet. But if the parents are stupid, like the show said, that my dad was always at work, he's really gets angry at my mom, the dad has anger issues, that leads the kid to have anger issues. Okay, it's all parenting, guys. This is class A parenting, okay? And we're gonna listen to another lady. She talks about teenagers growing up in Ireland. So let's hear what she has to say.
You have very natural worries with your girl, the same worries that you relate to as a woman, the same sort of things that you had when you were a young woman, when you were a teenager, even as a woman now. You understand the worries and you understand the risks to girls in the world, the risks that shouldn't be there and that are there, and the fears that we have, and a lot of them are because of men, and there is, you get that. But I worry a huge amount about my boys too, obviously because of the potential danger that they could get into when they're out, but also this constant influx of toxic messaging that's coming at them from different influencers, from society, because boys don't necessarily talk as much. They're not encouraged yet to speak as openly. We say we celebrate certain things about boys, but we don't. We still keep them in a very narrow box of how they should be. And we know they're more than that, and we know they're capable of so much more than we accept from boys in society. And I think as a society we're actually quite negative towards boys. That's what I worry about. I think that there's probably not a group in society vilified more than teenage boys probably at the moment. I think we're quite intolerant of them.
I agree. Now, I can't look at that woke man bun loser anymore. Please, I don't want to see the man bun anymore, okay? You've had your say. But yeah, she said right there at the beginning that women, you know, are scared of men and stuff. It's really unfair to say because men protect women, okay? Women don't protect women, guys. Okay, if you want protection from a man, you call a masculine, strong man with a gun, i.e. the police, okay? But they also show up after the case. So there needs to be something given to women to protect themselves against men. I would also definitely be for that. Now we have Owen Cleary again. Okay, there's no support. Unfortunately, we're going to have to go back to the man bun guy again, see what he has to say about this. Let's hear it.
I asked my young people in school today, both male and female, what they felt, who was more difficult for growing up in the world. And they said the exact same things that were said here tonight, that both sexes are dealing with different difficulties. It's not easier or harder for anyone. But one thing they all said was that there is no support for boys to figure out where they need to go. There's no masculine influencers telling them what they should be. There's a ton of people telling them what they shouldn't be, but nobody telling them what they should be. And they are desperate. Every guy I work with, they just want to know how to be the best man they can be.
What?
And we need to fill that space with positive male influencers, not just online, but in their real lives, their fathers and their teachers and the people that they hang out with every day, their coaches.
I can't look at that guy's receding hairline or man bun anymore. Okay, I just cannot. But guys, there's tons of online influencers that speak great. Work really hard, try make loads of money, protect your family, try retire your mom, try gain loads of muscle, try be strong, try get your cardio fit so you can help others. You know, you hit the gym to help others. You understand, guys? This guy who's a school teacher, it's scary, guys. I go to the pitch, I just got back from the pitch running, and sometimes there's like school kids and stuff. You know, my duty is to protect those kids. I don't expect the little, you know, the women teachers to protect these kids. if anything was to happen, if any of these crazy crackpots came in with some, God forbid, my duty would be to protect these kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to do that, guys. Like, this is just complete cowardice. This is, again, men being like, no, I'm not gonna do this. It's not my job. You know, I don't get paid to do that. But the thing is, you do have to do that in society, because the Gardaí, they show up after the crime is committed. The Gardaí are great. They do a great job, but they show up after the crime is committed, guys. Okay, and while the crime is happening, you do your best to protect people. Okay, like that Brazilian guy, you know, hit the attacker over the head with his, you know, the Deliveroo driver hit the attacker with his flipping helmet in Dublin, okay, to save these flipping kids. That's your flipping job, guys. You know, as a man, like, you gotta man up, dude. This is crazy. You see all these weak, soft men, and this is from lack of hitting the gym, you know, drinking too much, partying too much, taking too many drugs. You know, this is the shit society that now has been created by this sort of woke left BS, guys. It has been. Okay, last one here, guys.
To be honest, social media is actually very useful for young people as well. Like, there are things kids use it for, like, to use WhatsApp. Parents use WhatsApp. I've got a 13-year-old who uses the phone. You see the benefits of it. They communicate through Snapchat. You know, they have it. You know,
13-year-old on Snapchat. Jesus, man. I didn't have any of this stuff till I was 20, 21.
And I would say if the genie is out of the bottle, it's very hard to put the genie back in. So there is an element to that with phones. So what I'd be talking about here is actually pragmatic steps, and I think important steps that we can take to help. But at the same time, obviously, you look, radical solutions will have to be looked at. You know, online safety framework is actually trying to put in steps to ensure that those large social media companies have steps in place. And then look, you even see with Instagram, you've got teen Instagram being rolled out. I'm just saying is that there are all sorts of
Owen is shaking his head there.
Oh no, I'm not saying that it works, but it just shows you that the conversation is only starting.
That guy is, again, left-wing, you know, strange guy, Joe Neville. He wants to curtail social media, and that's the thing, guys. You know, these people use these platforms. They're using mainstream media, and they only push mainstream media because they only want one voice heard. We want a range of voices heard. I want to hear from everybody. I don't care how crazy or how left or lunatic right you are. I want to hear from you, because then we can have proper debate and discussion. Okay, but these guys are so feminine men, they don't want to hear any other debate. They don't want to hear any other side, you know. So it is what it is, guys. Hope you enjoyed that little segment. You know, the whole thing about Garen Noon as well blew up, you know, and this is the whole thing, guys. You know, he talked about how Conor McGregor was speaking a good message. Conor McGregor is a toxically masculine guy. You know, the Gardaí with guns. I saw them raiding people's houses in Dublin yesterday to arrest criminals, which is a great job. They are toxically masculine. Toxically masculine. Okay, masculinity is a great thing. Definitely push it more. If you're a man, do not be like that Owen guy. Oh my God. If you guys speak like that to women, I mean, you're never going to get a date ever again. You're never going to get laid ever again, lads. It's just complete travesty. One last thing they talked about, the pornification of people on the internet. You know, that's a big thing as well, guys. You know, you don't want to see people, you know, getting images when you're very young, because it does distort your reality and perception. I think that definitely does happen. You know, there is some ways to prevent that. I think there's like age checks, and you know, you can put blockers on people's phones. But yeah, I mean, it's an insane thing. Last night it was great to see Ben Scallon putting up for Grip Media. Go over and subscribe to Grip Media. Check them out, guys. I love shouting them out. They've always been a great help to me. Okay, I really do enjoy them, and you know, going back and forth with them. But yeah, that Adolescence show, guys, you wanted my opinion. Shit, it was the worst show I've ever watched in my life ever. I fell asleep, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I fell asleep, dude. I couldn't even get through the first 2 episodes, and then I woke up and there was like 20 minutes, and then I went back and I watched it again. Unfortunately, I'm being honest, I had to watch it again. So then I kind of skipped through the last. It was just so nonsense. You know, they're talking about how online influences people to murder people. That is insane, guys. Some people are just born nuts. Like there actually are like Ted Bundy and serial killers in this world that are just born crazy. But second of all, guys, it's all parenting. This online world would not even affect your kids if you raised them correctly. You understand? A shame on the parents. Okay? Now, like I said, the parents get a lot of blame too. Sometimes the kids are nuts. I went to school as well, secondary school. There were some kids looking back in secondary school that were the same age as me, 14, 15, 16, growing up. They were insane. I don't even know what they're doing nowadays. So there is a degree to that, guys. But that Adolescence show is just complete travesty. When Simon Harris stands up, oh, everybody needs to watch that. You know, and he's just like, well, the very opening scene where they go and raid the house and take the kid in for questioning, that's toxically masculine men with the guns and the whole SWAT gear, armed police. They're toxically masculine men. So which side are they promoting? It's completely ridiculous. But the show goes into talking about red pill and involuntary celibacy, where basically no woman will sleep with you. You know, that Owen guy with the flipping man bun, I don't know what he is, but you know, that's what I'm talking about, guys. It's awful. That Adolescence show, I definitely wouldn't watch it ever again. I would recommend everybody to never watch that bullshit, guys. It's complete brainwashing propaganda again. You know, it's part of the whole regime pushing. I mean, I couldn't even get through the first part of it. I couldn't even, every single segment that they were talking, I was just laughing like, this is complete bullshit. Like, so make of that what you will. I love you guys all. I cannot push back against the mainstream without your help. So make sure to hit that join link underneath the video, okay, and become a member today. I see a lot of people signing up, so I really appreciate that. Okay, it goes a long way for me, guys. Donate to the channel. Check out my merch, man. I got a ton of merch, really good quality. And yeah, I love you guys all, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to be putting up every single day a political video, something pushing back against it. So yeah, hopefully you all enjoy that, man. Peace.